Assalamu alaikum my dear students, how are you? Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. This is Shahjadi Akter, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Today I am going to take a physics class for class 9 students. My dear students, our today's topic Assignment-3. This is Assignment-3, lecture number 10. Now start our class. This is Assignment-3. At first see this page. This is your assigned task. Activity 1, explain the velocity uniform. Explain the velocity, uniform velocity and acceleration with the help of diagram. My dear students, I am repeating activity 1. Here given 3 activity. Activity 1, explain the velocity, uniform velocity and acceleration with the help of diagram. Next question, activity 2, the diagram of the particles of an object different positions at different time are given below. Here given figure or diagram, you have to draw this figure in graph paper. Okay, then the question, calculate the distance traveled by the particle by determining the deceleration of part OA, AB, BC and CD of the mentioned figure. Then activity 3, here also given a figure, analyze the change of velocity with the help of graph. Okay, so now we will solve this assignment. Okay, at first task 1, that is activity 1, explain the velocity. Okay, at first we will discuss about velocity. What is the velocity? You have to write, first of all you have to write the definition of the velocity. So the rate of change of displacement with respect to time of an object is called velocity. Then you can write that the velocity is indicated by V, and the formula of velocity is displacement divided by time. Here V equals to L divided by T, that means L per T. This is the dimension of velocity, and the unit of velocity in SI system it is meter per second, and velocity is a vector quantity because here velocity has magnitude and direction. Okay, that's why velocity is a vector quantity. Then you have to explain this velocity with figure, okay, with diagram. So my dear students, you have to draw a figure like this. This is OX axis, this is OY axis, and in OX axis is time, and in Y axis you can write the distance, that is meter. Okay, then draw a figure. Suppose this time distance graph, we can see that OA is the motion of an object. OA is the motion of an object, and P is any point of in this graph, or P is the any random point of this graph. From P we have to draw a perpendicular on x axis, and that is PM straight line and PM line, and from P we have to draw another perpendicular on y axis, and that is Pn. Okay, so the velocity of P point, velocity V equals to slope of slope of OP. Okay, velocity will at P point will be slope of OP. So slope of OP is Pm divided by OM, that is perpendicular divided by base. Okay, this is the slope of OP, Pm divided by OM, or we can write ON divided by OM, because OM is parallel to Pn. Okay, if we want to find out the slope of OY axis, then it will be ON, that is ON is parallel to Pm. Okay, so it will be ON divided by OM or Pn. Okay. So my dear students, I hope all of you have understood like this. Similarly, you have to explain the next question, next definition, uniform velocity and acceleration. Okay, here uniform acceleration. At first you have to write the definition of uniform velocity. if the velocity of an object is uniformity and no change of magnitude and direction with time is called uniform velocity. Okay, I am repeating, if the velocity of an object is uniformity and no change of magnitude and direction with time is called uniform velocity. Then you can write in the same way like as velocity, the formula of uniform velocity. Then you can write the dimension and unit. Okay, so then you have to draw a figure and then you have to explain with this figure. Okay, this is suppose this one is x-axis, this one is y-axis. O is the center point. In x-axis it will be time and y-axis it will be velocity, that is meter per second. And suppose PA, this is PA line, the object is moved with PA direction parallel to the x-axis, and from this figure you can see that this is the uniform velocity. That means no change of there is no change of direction and magnitude of this velocity. This is the uniform velocity. Then my dear students, like this, like velocity and uniform velocity, you have to explain the acceleration. Okay, do this one of your own. Okay, at first you have to write the definition, then you can write the formula, then dimension, unit, and this is one is vector quantity or scalar quantity, and then draw a figure and explain with this figure. Okay, then next task 2 or activity 2. The diagram of the particles of an object different positions at different time are given below. Here given the figure, the time, this is in x-axis it will be time, and in y-axis this is velocity. Okay, in x-axis see the time here given 10 second, 20 second, 30 second and 40 second. In velocity in y-axis this is 5 meter per second, 10 meter per second. Okay, then calculate the distance traveled by the particle by determining the deceleration of part OA, AB, BC and CD. That means we have to find out the acceleration at AB point, OA point, then AB point, then BC point and CD point. Then we have to calculate the distance of the travel by the particle. Okay, now now we will solve this task number 2. Now at first my dear students, see this figure. In y-axis you have to draw this figure in a graph paper. Must be you have to draw this figure with graph paper. Okay, so we have to find out at first the acceleration. Okay, that point OA, AB, BC and CD. So acceleration in the distance OA, acceleration in the distance OA, acceleration A, we know the formula of acceleration. A equals to change of velocity divided by change of time. Okay, change of velocity divided by change of time. Okay, that means the change of velocity, that means V minus U divided by T. Okay, then V minus U, this is the final velocity and U is initial velocity. So my dear students, at OA point initial velocity is 0, here will be 0. Okay, and final velocity at A point, this is 5. In y-axis velocity, we indicated velocity in y-axis. Okay, so at point A velocity is 5, so it will be 5 meter per second minus initial velocity is 0. That means this is 0 meter per second, and time in at OA point time will be A point time will be 10, and the initial point is 0. That means 10 minus 0. My dear students, see here at A point velocity, final velocity is 5, initial velocity 0, and at A point time is A point time is 10 second, and this one is 0. That means 10 minus 0. Okay, this is the change of time. Okay, so 5 divided by 10, it will be 0.5 meter per second square. So at OA point, at OA distance, the acceleration is 0.5 meter per second square. Then you have to find out the acceleration at AB distance. Okay, then AB distance acceleration will be, here see this figure, from this figure diagram we can see that this is the uniform velocity. Okay, that means here is no acceleration, there is no change of velocity, that means this is the uniform velocity. Okay, that's why here acceleration will be 0, there is no change in velocity, that's why here acceleration is 0. Okay, now then next part, BC. At BC part, what will be the distance at BC part, at distance in BC, what will be the acceleration, you have to find out. Okay, that means the final velocity, at C point velocity is 10 and at B point velocity is 5, that means 10 minus 5, the change of velocity will be 10 minus 5 at BC point. Okay, then the change of time, that means time, see here 30, okay, 30 minus B point is 10, 20, that means this is the change of time, this is the change of velocity, this is the change of time, then you can find out easily what is the acceleration at BC point. Okay, my dear students, similarly you have to find out the acceleration, that means deceleration of CD. From this figure we can see that CD here occurs deceleration. Okay. So then after find out the acceleration at this point OA, AB, BC and CD, then we have to find out the distance. Okay, now we will find out the distance at OA point. At OA point distance will be S equals to UT plus half AT square. So initial point, at OA point initial velocity is 0 into time t is 10 seconds. So plus half into A, at OA point acceleration is 0.5. So put the value 0.5 into t is 10. Okay, 10 whole square, that means it will be 25 meter. So at OA point distance is 25 meter. Then my dear students, then you have to find out the distance at AB point, and here AB point distance will be, this is the uniform velocity. So for uniform velocity, what will be the formula of distance? For distance S equals to Vt, right? For uniform velocity, formula will be S equals to Vt. So you can easily find out here V is 5. Okay, so 5 into T means, okay, T means here at AB, that means 10. Okay, so it will be 10, so it will be 5 into 10, that means 50 meter. Okay, so my dear students, like this, similarly in this way, similar way you have to find out the distance at AB, BC point and distance at CD point. Then you have to find out the total distance. Okay, so total distance will be OA plus AB plus BC plus CD. Okay, so OA, the distance of OA is 25 plus up to dot dot. Okay, so it will be the total distance of that of OA, BC, OA, AB, BC and CD. Okay, I hope all of you have understood activity 2. Now come to activity 3. Activity 3 here given also a diagram, and you have to draw also this diagram in graph paper. Okay, this here see text number 3 here given. This is the your question. Okay, this is the diagram. You have to draw this diagram in graph paper. Okay, in x-axis here also time, and y-axis it is velocity meter per second. So here time divided into 2 second, 4 second, 6 second, 8, then 10, then 12 and then 14 second, and in y-axis velocity is 2 meter per second, 4 meter per second, then 8 meter per second, then 12 meter per second. Okay, then this is the OP point here, OP line, then PQ, then QR, then RS, then ST and then TU line. Okay, from this figure we have to find out we have to analyze the change of velocity with the help of this graph. Okay, help of this figure. The change of velocity, that means acceleration. The change of velocity means acceleration. So you have to explain the acceleration in this with the help of this graph paper or figure. Okay, you can write like this, that at the distance OP, the object is moving at the uniform acceleration, and what will be the acceleration at OP? The same way we have to find out the acceleration at OP distance. Okay, at OP point or OP distance, the acceleration will be acceleration v minus u divided by t. So at OP point, acceleration will be the final P point, velocity is 4. See here, P point velocity is 4 meter per second and O point velocity is 0. And the change of time, that P point time is 2 seconds minus initial time is 0. So it will be 4 minus 0 divided by 2 minus 0, that means 2 meter per second square. So my dear students, we can see that at OP distance acceleration is 2 meter per second square. Like this way, this similar way, you have to also find out the acceleration in PQ distance, at QR distance, at RS distance, at ST distance, and at TU distance. Okay, so at the distance PQ, we can see that here is also occur uniform acceleration. Okay, there is no change. Here is also the uniform acceleration, and at QR line, QR distance, we can see that here will be uniform velocity. That means there is no change of acceleration here. So it is uniform velocity. That means acceleration is 0. And after distance, this path, the RS point, this will be the RS point. RS point, we can see that from this graph that here occur deceleration, and ST also deceleration, TU also occur deceleration. So you have to find out the all of this point in acceleration and deceleration. Okay, my dear students, I hope all of you have understood our today's topic, this assignment 3. This is from 30th week assignment, and practice practice at home this assignment properly, and don't copy my one. Do this assignment of your own. See you again in the next class. Allah Hafiz.